Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we're back with another installment of the Wrestling Republic daily broadcast. It's Tuesday. Y'all know what it is, man. It is the Monday Night Raw review, and we got a lot to talk about. John Cena breaking hearts of all the wrestling fans out there. It's kind of crazy right now. And I'm excited to talk about it. So let me introduce the panel so we can get right into it. First and foremost, my dog, one of the best wrestling podcasters slash music producers out there. Check his resume if you haven't. The host of Take It to the Table. Chaos, how you doing, bro?
You're far too kind. You're far too kind. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's great to be here. With the Tuesday crew. And yeah, obviously you can see I am finally a John Cena fan now. It took 20 to 25 years, but we got there. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about it, especially the first topic and everything else. But yeah, let's get straight to it. Let's invite the other guy.
For sure. Because on the contrary, Chaos is dressed up as heel Cena right now. The second guy that we got on the panel, a John Cena fan, but he kind of got dumped last night. Jordy,
No.
how does heartbreak feel for you?
He wasn't talking about me. I've told you this. I made it very, very clear in the chat. I heard him say Jordy's chill before he started saying all that stuff. And I did ask him how he was back in January 2024. Check my Instagram story. I think even Wrestling Republic did a post about it. So let's get that out of the way. He definitely wasn't talking about me. And the reason that I'm not dressed like John Cena anymore is because, like John, I was the butt of a stupid Dominic Mysterio joke for 12 months, and it wasn't funny. So because of that, I've had to take my cap off because I'm not shaving my mustache again. So I'm all right. Yeah, I don't feel like I got broke up with. I don't know about how that kid in the front row feels, but yeah, let's talk about it.
Someone's in denial.
Yeah,
that kid.
It's okay, bro. The first step is admitting it. Man, let's just talk about it first and foremost, man. Like,
yes.
John Cena started off the show last night, and he cut his first, what you would consider a heel promo, but it seems like he was just shooting at the fans last night, talking about that they've kind of, had expectations and made him be this way. They didn't appreciate him for the 25 years he's been in the business. And dude, it felt so real. Like, it really felt like he had to get some shit off his chest last night in regards to how he felt towards the fans. And I'm going to be real with you. This may be the best open mic promo I've heard in the wrestling this year of a gentleman just live mic going against the fans. Bad microphone quality in the initial of the promo or not, but like, you felt the music out the gate poured with booze from everybody out in Brussels, right? And just getting nuclear heat, like genuine nuclear heat, getting you, Cena sucks, you sold out, the whole 9 yards, and him eating all of that, and it adding an extra battery to his back and just going full rogue. Like, I really thought Cena really just absolutely killed it last night. This is why John Cena is one of the best on the mic historically in pro wrestling. He does have his counterpart, Cody Rhodes, come in after that, and he kind of got some words for him, saying that if this is the Cena that's going to come out against him at Mania, he's going to beat him to retirement. He wants to fight the real Cena and all of that. And, playing to the having the fans back and having a strong promo in exchange as well. But to me, I feel like John kind of took over last night. I first and foremost want to get y'all's thoughts, and then I feel like we got to talk about this as a team in general too. Uh, Chaos, I'm gonna start with you, man. What were your thoughts in regards to the promo from Cena last night?
Wow, I mean, where do you begin? I mean, this is genuinely one obviously when the moment happened at Elimination Chamber is one of the greatest heel turns of all time. And I feel like this promo justified it. And the thing was the beautiful thing about it, it was because we are so used to the usual regime of, when someone turns heel, they get new music, they get a new persona. All of us were expecting him to get some, like, either the Say My Name theme music that was planned back in 2012, or some awful theme music from Def Rebel, and thought it was going to be all corporate, fully suited and booted. That's what I was expecting, but we didn't. He literally went against the opposite, because we're so used to that kind of stuff when someone turns heel against within the old regime. And yeah, he done it perfectly. I have no arguments with it, and his reasonings are valid. And I feel like the fact that he didn't even mention The Rock in his whole promo as well, it just also shows that Rock, I feel like he definitely played him to a T, like as in manipulated him enough for him to be like, you need to drop your guard down, and obviously show how much this has gotten to you over 20 years. And everything that he said, it was justified. And yeah, I mean, yeah, he didn't leave. He left no stone unturned. He went after little kids on in the front row and everything else. As soon as I saw that, when they showed the picture of the kid, it was just like, it just immediately reminded me of the 50 Cent meme. Like, what is saying F me for? Like, you know what I mean? It was perfect timing. But yeah, like, this whole thing, especially when Cody came down, it was a money making promo segment, if you will. For both of them. And yeah, it just, again, not saying that the main event wasn't at fever pitch level. This is like, just made it, you just can't wait. This is the match that you're pretty much looking forward to the most out of already a stacked card over across both nights. So yeah, and the crowd, obviously they did this perfectly in terms of timing it. Like, they had the best crowd for it. They had the best two people in the ring for it. And yeah, man, I have no complaints. There's not one thing. He knows what he's doing. This ain't like off the cuff. He knows what he understands that this is something that we've been craving for like over a decade. And everything that he says, every move that he does, you could tell that he's intricately thought about it and delivering everything to a T. So yeah, man, it's just one of them things where I don't even want to predict where we're gonna go. It's like, I'm literally gonna do what The Rock says: shut your mouth and enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? Because they know what they're doing with this, and yeah, I have no concerns that they're gonna mess it up or make things convoluted or anything like that. I feel like this definitely has a structure. And whatever happens, as soon as something happens, social media is gonna be blowing up, or the IWC is gonna be.
Yo,
Did he froze? I thought I froze for a second.
I thought I froze as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. And man, I agree with a lot what Chaos had to say there, obviously. I want to get to you actually right out the bat, since we are talking about it, Jordy, because one point that he specifically touched on, you're obviously dressed in, more different Hollywood gear. How do you feel about him kind of just sticking to his guns and giving us the regular apparel that he wears, as well as just everything with last night? You being a big Cena fan as well.
Um, I think it's all brilliant. I think it's all brilliant. Even like Chaos said, coming down to the gear, it honestly didn't dawn on me until yesterday, I think. And I was talking in our Wrestling Republic group chat, and I was like, you know what? If they're gonna bring him out and debut new gear, they've been pushing this Brussels gear an awful lot for him to not come out wearing that. And then we got the email about the Scotland gear as well, came yesterday with a Scottish belt and stuff like that. And I was like, if they're pushing this gear so much, surely he is going to wear it. So when it actually did, I wasn't as shocked as I would have been a day before, because I'd actually kind of thought about it. But it is just brilliant, and it is getting stuff off his chest, and there is an element, absolutely, of me joking and doing the whole heel turn thing. I'm not actually a nasty guy, but as a lifetime John Cena fan, he was getting off his chest and saying a lot of things that I have felt as well, because seeing people boo him when it wasn't his fault, when I felt that he was carrying the company, seeing people turn on him the instant that The Rock came back and them two were feuding with each other, all the Cena fans that I thought were Cena fans just turned and went straight back to The Rock. And I was a The Rock guy. You know, The Rock was my guy growing up, but I was like, nah, screw that. I'm sticking with Cena. Cena's my guy now. And there is a little bit of kind of all the Let's Go Cena people. I know he called out a lot of them last night, and there is an element there as well. But I genuinely think there is an element, like myself, who exactly what he said last night. He's a human being, and I feel like a lot of people did forget that for a long time. They did just see him as babyface. He was almost like, we can say what we want about him. It just water off a duck's back. It's John Cena. It's Super Cena. It doesn't matter because he's winning everything, and that will take its toll. And whether it's a kind of over exaggerated version of how he really feels, that I do think there was an element of getting stuff off his chest for sure. And I just think that there's something so funny about, like, everyone for so long was talking about who's he gonna cook on the mic, whose career is he gonna destroy on that mic when he comes back, like he did to Theory, like he's done so many times. And it was us. Like, he turned on us and absolutely turned on the fans and cooked us. I thought that was brilliant. And I also think he did an amazing job of, I still want to hear more. We don't know what the crack is with Cody, because he didn't act in a very aggressive way to Cody at all last night. When he came into the ring, Cody said something. Cena went, listen, kid. It was almost like he was going to say, look, it isn't personal. I just need that belt. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have kicked you. It looked like he was going to be almost sympathetic with Cody, but then Cody obviously turned on him, and John's face dropped again. So I think next time we see them, I think hopefully he's going to not go at the Scottish crowd, because I don't know how much of a good idea that would be. And actually go for Cody and say some stuff there, because I think there's a lot to unpack with the fact that he helped Cody win that belt. If John had have had the help that Cody had, John would have beat Roman. I think there's a lot to unpack, and it is very much a passing of the baton moment. So I can't wait to see them go like one-on-one with each other, head-to-head on the mic, because they teased it last night, but we didn't get that.
Yeah, and you know what? That's kind of one thing that I really thought about too, is the fact that John hasn't put his full focus on Cody just yet, because a lot of this has to deal with him and a lot of it has to deal with the fans. I think the story at the moment for John is that I need your belt. I need that accolade. I need to get that record. I need to do what's best for me,
Like,
best
you're
for my
just in the way.
career.
It's
Yeah,
like,
you're just a casualty. And I honestly, dude, if that's the story that Cena tells, and he doesn't even go directly at Cody in a way, more so going towards us, going at the fans and making it about himself, and Cody kind of being the casualty, that's the perfect way for Cena to win the belt. Because that means that he's locked in. His mind is 100%. I need the prize. I don't care who you are. I love you, actually. You're my brother. I have so much respect for you. But this is just business at the end of the day. And man, last night, the lines of, you know, talking about that you've made me some like invisible man as a meme, you
you
know,
deserve nothing. Like, what did he
deserve
say?
nothing.
You get what you earn, and what you earned is nothing. So that's
Yeah,
what you get.
man.
Oh,
Just
oh.
yelling at the fans, treating them like they're Daniel Bryan at the dinner table. obey his house rules.
Like Chaos said as well, he used them. It was like a cartoon character absorbing energy and just firing it back, because every time they started shouting over him, he was like, "Go on, yeah, of course." And then he was like, "And what do you do when you get the floor? You do absolutely nothing." And just like I was just like, he's just like sat
it
down 20,000 people on their ass with that line. It's like, oh
yeah.
man, no one can do it as good as him in my mind. To see him do it in this way rather than to hype them up is just so interesting.
Nah, it was I thought both gentlemen, like, honestly, it was a flawless segment, a flawless exchange between both guys. And I'm super excited to see, as they will be back next week. And also, speaking of being back, we got Chaos. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Sorry about that. My computer just decided to be racist and just completely shut down on me while it was mid sentence. So apologies.
Nah, you good, man. I want to ask y'all this in regards to last night. Obviously, do you think that with this build coming in or whatnot, do you think that it might be an easy yes to it, but this had to be the direction, the whole idea, right? I don't think that Cody being heel was ever a logical standpoint when we have this, right?
No,
I don't think so. I think The Rock is the variable. Whether he was meant to be involved or not, I've made it very clear. It's great that he is, but I think it would have been still as good without him. But I think that was the variable. But I think Cena coming back and turning heel, I think would it even surprise me if he came back with that idea. Like, you've heard the stories about the Bray Wyatt match at Mania.
Yeah.
The Firefly Funhouse match. Not a lot of it, but John was going back to Bray with ideas like, "What about this? What about this?" So like, it wouldn't even surprise me if he went to Triple H and said, "Can I do the heel turn now?" Because Vince wouldn't let me.
yeah, I genuinely feel that. I feel like I didn't think he wants this farewell tour to be memorable. Not just to hit his greatest hits, because that's what we were expecting as fans. But I feel like because I genuinely feel like he's going to be wrapping it up. I don't think it's just about getting the 17th world title. Secretly, he wanted to obviously do this, and like he led the foundation in his Chris Van Vliet interview as well. So it's always been playing on his mind. He was ready to do it in 2012, and obviously, is it the best way for this to be a memorable farewell tour is to do something big, and the biggest thing you could do in his position, considering that he was a face for a majority of it, is to turn heel and do the biggest main event in WrestleMania history and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like this was the plan. Even like when The Rock showed up at Bad Blood, I feel like that was genuinely the plan. Obviously, he really threw us off the scent on the Raw Netflix debut. That really like completely messed everything up. So we was just like, oh, something's happening. But I genuinely feel that from October onwards, I think this was the plan, because like Triple H has also said it last year as well. When you watched that Behind the Curtain episode, he said that most of WrestleMania was planned from October time. So I feel like this was all in the works. We were just puppets on a string. We just never knew.
And to that point, I think that he also has a bit of a point to prove, because the last couple times we saw Cena, we got him lose to guys who are not big time people
Exactly.
that have got put in over. I mean, we're about to talk about one of the guys on the segment in a second, right? We talk about Solo, who's doing good work, but this is kind of his like swan song in a way, where he's doing it to, like you said, I thought, impacting the business in a positive manner. That's the thing that matters the most. Like, he's making wrestling feel rejuvenated and hot again, especially on the WWE
Does
forefront.
Cena
So
win? What one word, yes or no? Does Cena win
Yes.
at Mania? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Now, like more than ever, now that he's a heel, he has to win. Because my guess was if he was still a baby face, he wasn't going to win until the end of the year, so he can ride off into the sunset, retired with the championship. But now, like, yes, it's
My
more than
thoughts
ever.
are similar. My thoughts are similar. Is if he might end up doing this thing where he can't actually win without the crowd, and that ends up what was the secret all along, that he
Mm.
can't get over the line without the crowd behind him. But I agree. Right now, I think he's probably going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna win it, and then he's gonna come to his senses by the end of the year. Who wins it off him? I don't know, but yeah, I don't even want to
Tozawa.
guess. I just want to enjoy it.
For
This is
sure.
so good.
I want to get a couple comments in before we get to the next topic. Obviously, we had to give this topic its fair amount of time, man. This was a special all timer. We got the homie Fernando Zayas saying that
Oh, yeah.
5-star.
Is he good?
Is he good?
It looks like it's my turn now. I think it's his turn. Oh boy.
Yeah, right. Shad's gone. Right. Okay. I think he was
Okay.
talking about this comment, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh no, that one.
Y'all hear-
5-star explanation. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? My bad. My internet just lagged for a second. 5-star
For a second,
explanation.
goddamn.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, my bad, man. We got numero one saying that John needs to get some sort of slogan where it comes out says "F them kids" or "My time is then, now, and forever." I like the second one a lot. I think that's a good play off of it. I ain't
I
gonna
like
Even
lie.
that,
one.
or that what he said earlier. That yesterday was just like, yeah, your time is finally up, and my time is finally now. Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would go crazy. Fernando also saying top 5 Cena promo of all time. Anthony Mazzano, you got a lot of comments, brother, man. I can't read them all, but I will read one that I like. Like the first one, I believe the next promo, he's going to tell Cody that these fans are only treating you like a shiny new toy. Once you lose the title, they're going to turn on you like they did to me.
Like
Hey,
Toy
man.
Story, bro.
He said. And then, of course, we got to say what's up to the homie Bobby. What's going on, brother? Saying heel John Cena and champion would be awesome. I think that's where we are going to go. Like y'all said, it has to be him. And
Randy
Cody
at Backlash.
Yeah, you need to. Thing is this: Cody needs to chase for something again because this
he's had it
title
for a
reign.
year.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Randy at Backlash makes sense as well because, like, in a literal sense, like, what is the backlash of beating Cody up? One of his boys is gonna come for you, and Randy is Cody's boy. Like, it does make sense.
Oh, that's in St. Louis as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
St.
it
Louis.
is.
There you go.
So, like, it would
Done.
literally be the Backlash main event. Randy versus Cena.
Yeah, we gotta lock that in. Let's talk about the next segment: contract signing. Io and Bianca are set for WrestleMania, but got a caveat. We got a Rhea Ripley, coming out angry. A little bit of a shouting match with Bianca once again. And Io is fed up. Kind of get a little bit of what we got last week. But Rhea, like she always says, mommy comes up on top. But mommy's signature is also on the contract. So, with that being said, what does this mean? Does this mean that Rhea Ripley is implemented in this match? Does this mean nothing? I'm not entirely sure. It was a whatever segment to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it progressed the storyline and it did what it needed to do. But I think it coming off of the high of what we had that first initial segment, it felt a little less to desire. So I didn't hate it. I love all 3 women as superstars. I think it is going to be a marquee level match. But the discourse all last week is what should main event night 1 of WrestleMania. And everyone is saying that this should potentially main event night 1 of WrestleMania. If this is something that is going to main event night 1, we got to keep it hot every single week. I don't dislike it, but I do want a little bit more. Chaos, I want to know your thoughts. What did you think about the segment last night between these women? And I mean, can Rhea Ripley legally do this? Can she legally be in the match?
We lost him again.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
all right.
we've seen it happen before, like numerous times. So, yeah, I feel like who? Me?
Yeah, you're frozen, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Why is my face like that? What's going on?
I don't know. You're talking, but you ain't moving, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but like
we can't.
All right. Is my audio clear? Is that the most important thing?
Yeah, your audio is clear.
No?
yeah,
You're moving now. You're moving now, I think. Yeah. It's just your camera is frozen in time.
Do you want me to take this? Yeah, right. I'll talk about Rhea and Rhea.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, Jordy, you handle this one. We're gonna get chaos on the next topic. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's honestly, I don't know if there was a little bit of a whoopsie on this one. I can't lie. Pierce said right about this contract needs 2 signatures on it for it to be legally binding. And I'm unsure whether the actual plan was for Bianca not to sign it and for Rhea to come out prior to Bianca signing it, and then Rhea to make that second signature to make it legally binding, and then it kind of makes a little bit more sense to me, because right now, if you actually go back and watch it, because I did do that because you know, reviewing the show and that, I went back and watched a segment, and Piers makes it very clear. He says once this has 2 signatures on it, this match is a goer. So if that's true, Rhea's signature being added to it, it doesn't actually make a difference. That you would just throw that contract in the bin and make another one. However, take kayfabe out of it. I want this triple threat match, and I completely agree, Shad. I think like the stuff that was going on Twitter or X. Sorry, Elon, don't come for me. The stuff that was going on X between these three was almost a more interesting build than what we're seeing on screen, and it's almost like they're having to take it upon themselves to create this more interesting build to this match than the time they're getting given on TV. And I agree. I think it should main event. I think it should main event even if they do it tomorrow. But what they're up against is CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth, and it looks like they're going to keep that story red hot. Um, and I just worry that it isn't going to main event, because I 100% think it should. I think it's not once in a lifetime, because these guys have a lot of Io, Rhea, and Bianca have a lot of years left in them. But this is an iconic clash of 3 people that are kind of the pinnacle of a generation within WWE. And if that doesn't main event, I don't know. For the title as well, that's the difference, because you can actually 100% say the same about Seth, Roman, and Punk. 3 people that are a pinnacle of a generation, but that's not got a title involved, and the other one does. So I think that alone probably gives it the main event in my eyes. But whether we see it or not, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, we will see. I'm gonna be honest with you because Bobby has a comment that I want to read. He said Io retains her belt at Mania since she won it a month ago against Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley should be the one that should not win this match at WrestleMania. I think we are getting a little bit, in that Charlotte Flair territory with Rhea Ripley when it comes to the title. I think that when she's champion, they don't give us a lot to desire with the reign. And that's nothing on her, but it's a fact that who she's kind of, positioned as. I would rather her be away from the title for a little bit, let each respected divisions kind of add some more juice to it, whether that's when you call a Stephanie Becker, Julia, Roxanne Perez all up, whether that if you shuffle the cards and decks and have her maybe go to SmackDown, or add some people from SmackDown on Raw. But Rhea just kind of feels a little stagnant in her position in the WWE. And a lot of that does have to revolve around the title. Whether we allow Bianca to be champ and maybe let her and Jade become a title feud, whether you let Io go on a reign and feud with a bunch of people, give us something fresh, give us something new. The other 2 women are very over as well. So it's not a standpoint of it, Rhea is that much of a superstar where you need the belt on her. I think she'll be fine without it. But I don't
think
know.
what would benefit in terms of a non-title feud for Rhea is have a lose at Mania. I've got a feeling that Bianca might win because she's got that Mania streak, but that's by the by. I would love to see Rhea in a feud with the Wyatts, Alexa Bliss. I want to see Rhea's always been the one that scares people, the one that intimidates people. I want to see people play mind games like Alexa Bliss could to scare Rhea Ripley. And she said, I'm isolated, I'm on my own. They could prey on that. They could try and get her into the Wyatts or something. And she's got that kind of dark aura about her. And I don't think she should join them, but I'm saying
Hey, Jordy.
What?
They tried that with Shayna Baszler. That didn't go well, bro.
Respectfully, Rhea Ripley is not Shayna Baszler, though.
Yeah,
Shayna Baszler got scared of Lily. Remember that?
Yeah, but Rhea, I think Rhea could. Rhea could
but
do
see,
a
the
better
thing is,
job
this,
of
what are they even doing with Alexa Bliss? Like, I haven't
What are
seen
doing
her
with the Wyatt Six? It's so
they're
weird.
not doing nothing with them. Yeah, exactly. So it's
it.
like,
Is someone injured allegedly?
Bob is. I'm sorry, not Bob. Bo is.
Bob Dallas.
Bob Wyatt is hurt. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Yeah. we'll wait and see. I'm gonna be real with you. At the moment, I don't know. Like, we're gonna talk about this next match too. This will probably be more of a main event match than the next match we are going to talk about. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about a couple things for y'all briefly. First and foremost, let's talk about Etsy. If you got a iPhone, go to the App Store. If you got an Android, get an iPhone. But if that's a little too difficult for you to do, go to the Google Play Store and head to the apps and download the Etsy app. Once you download it, you'll see the option for upcoming streams. It's a fun app, man. You can kind of go back and forth with a lot of content creators. Clark is on there every Sunday. So I know a lot of y'all hate what Clark has to say. I hate a lot what Clark has to say too. But I get to talk to him live on cam on a weekly basis for Wrestling Republic. Y'all can do it on the Etsy app. Really dope Discord, man. Highly recommend it. And also, respect the good people at Progress Wrestling. Use the code WatchProgress1 to get half off your first month of Demand Progress Plus. This is the home of Progress to find much more. They got an extensive library with some of your favorite professional wrestlers out there in the WWE, AEW. They all started ground over there, as well as a lot of good up-and-coming talent, a lot of dope live shows. Highly recommend it. Good content. But let's speaking of
let's get an iPhone where there's a rumored setting where apparently you can refuse the person you're speaking to from hanging up the call. Yeah, that's very good to have an iPhone. Very handy.
Yeet it out the window.
All right, Chaos. Now that you're good now,
hopefully. Luckily,
unfortunately, I can't make a joke because you said you're on your computer. I thought you were screaming on your phone for a second too.
Oh yeah.
Nah. All right, man, we gotta talk about it because Jey Uso got the world in a frenzy right now from yesterday's match. He beat Austin Theory very quickly. Austin Theory is looking like a certified bum in professional wrestling now. That is what I got taken away from that. Now, I don't think he's a certified bum. WWE thinks he's a certified bum because he lost via crossbody by Jey Uso. Apparently, they're going to set up a tag team match next week. Jey Uso and a special guest in Glasgow. Some are saying it might be Joe Hendry. Cool, that might happen. I don't know. I don't really care that much, to be honest with you, because that's for the moment for them, right? Jey Uso and Gunther is feeling like a very cold buildup for a World Heavyweight Championship for you going into WrestleMania. And I'm seeing a lot of people putting the blame on my man main event, Jey Uso. And I just got a couple words to say. For those who are saying that he doesn't deserve to be in this match, for those who are saying that he's ruining Gunther's opportunity to go against a couple people, if their careers stop today, one of those men are making the Hall of Fame. And it's not Gunther. It is Jey Uso. That is a renowned tag team champion. That is a guy that put a lot of work in as a single star when given the opportunity during the pandemic. Me and Clark talked about it. Him and Roman Reigns during the early start of the bloodline, like that is poetic. That is a masterpiece of a match. That ain't on him, man. They're building this up to be really weird. They're giving Gunther the Gunther specials, having bigger matches with random people, but they ain't really like. I don't understand. Like, there's too much side feuds between these guys at this moment, and it's the same thing every week. So that's on the booking. But for y'all hating on Jey Uso online, let's stop it, man. Let's cut it out. Maybe I feel a certain way because I'm American. Maybe it's because I look Samoan. But Chaos, I want to know, what are your thoughts in regards to everything last night, but more so just how we continue this feud going into Mania.
Yeah, I don't understand the hate and the discourse regarding Jey Uso. Everyone was complaining about the Royal Rumble win, then obviously everyone moved on. But now because this story ain't really hitting, then they're saying, oh yeah, it's Jey Uso's fault. It's not his fault. It's just like that whatever they're doing is built up to be the momentum's just not behind it. There's way better planned, way better thought out matches and storylines going on. That's obviously, and it's not obviously made across to this feud. When you really look at it in terms of the pacing and what's happening, this is just a rehash of what Gunther was doing last year with Sami Zayn. You got the underdog. He's obviously running them down, saying you're not worthy of to be of a champion. Gunther does a couple squash matches. Sami Zayn did a couple squash matches of his own. It's the same as what Jay did. Maybe not as bad as how it was yesterday. But this is just a rehash, and then obviously the underdog abundantly wins WrestleMania. They do the big one. So yeah, the way things are going now, this is more evident more than ever that this match should be opening one of the nights of WrestleMania. Because just look at Jey Uso's entrance alone. That will definitely get the crowd happy. You saw the atmosphere in Brussels last night. It went all the way through commercial. The energy was just, above 10. So yeah, this it will be a good starter. You get a good start to the show. And Gunther will obviously put his best efforts in, but yeah, like the underdog overcomes the bully. That's pretty much the aim of this storyline. So yeah, I'm not fussed. I'm still happy that he won the Rumble. Obviously the portrayal of him being the Royal Rumble winner and going after the champion and whatnot is not that great, simply because it just reminds me of what Gunther was doing with Sami Zayn last year. And I feel like it's going to be the same outcome. And obviously I'm more concerned or more interested in what they're going to do with that stat with Gunther at the end, because he's had a good run as champion, but everyone can easily say that he can never win the big one at Mania. Like, he's only won it once with the triple threat with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, but since then he's just been on a downward spiral at the biggest show of shows. So yeah, they could use that as a storyline going down the line. But yeah, I agree. This does not warrant for it to be a main event in the for one of the nights. But it does warrant it to be the opener. And we got that last year with Becky and Rhea. She won the Rumble and she won. That was a good opener to the show. So yeah, they could definitely run it back with this one. So so that's my thoughts. I just wanted to get to Mania for this storyline. I just wanted to be over because I don't think there's anything they can portray in this. But yeah, the squash as well with Austin Theory. Didn't expect it because I think Michael Cole called it a crossbody, and then I think even he was surprised how it ended. But poor Austin Theory, man. I'm worried about him. It's if you feel like they're gonna turn the tables with him and give him some kind of a push, and then he gets squashed in literally about 5 seconds. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know what they're doing with A-Town down under as a whole. But something's got to give. Really weird situation. And Jey Uso botched his dive. I think that's probably the first time he's ever botched a dive.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to get to Mania for these guys because before they fully turn on Jey.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't want them to listen to the critics online to taking Jay's moment away more than anything, because I don't think people online are real people at the end of the day.
Mm.
And dude, like you said, man, like it's look, I understand that Gunther Belfort Bell is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. I totally get it, right? But there's also a fact that star power is star power. And like you mentioned, he's got crowds. Don't matter if it's in Belgium, don't matter if it's in DC, don't matter if it's in New York, don't matter if it's in Ireland, like England, wherever, man. People gravitate towards the guy. He's got
Mhm.
something going on, and he's somebody that people want to, back and defend. So, main
I
event
remember.
Jay, what's up?
I remember in London, bro, like the amount of love that he was getting at Money in the Bank, and that seems like forever ago. When Jay and Jimmy beat Roman and Solo in that tag match, like Jimmy was getting it as well, but there was just it. Jay just felt like something was happening there. I've actually got a really cool photo of him throwing the wand up on his own in the aisle, and it's like that's my tribal chief right there. But I just think while we're taking nicknames away, freaking dirty for Dom, all that stuff, take main event away because I think it was good for the build up. But now in situations like this, when he's going to open Mania, which is an incredible achievement to fight for the World Heavyweight title, being
Hmm.
called main event Jey Uso as the first card, it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
you're not, oh, bro, like,
winning. If he wins, winning a world title at Mania is one of the
yeah,
most iconic things you can happen
exactly.
in your career. So, I mean, that
I
is
think
one
that'll
of
be the
the
teller for the
nicest.
Cena match. What about you? Like, if Jay wins, I think Cena wins. If Jay
Oh
loses,
yeah, I
I
think
think
those are
Cody
both.
could win.
I don't think Cody's winning. I think Cena's winning, and I think Jay is winning. I
Mhm.
feel like that's pretty
Locked in.
evident. Yeah, and then I see y'all in the comments, man. People were saying this Triple H just not like Austin Theory. Uh, his father-in-law loved him, but I don't think he sees him in the same. Which is weird because like Austin Theory is actually a pretty like good worker too. But I don't know. It's just something's got to give with him. He's one of those guys that might need to do what Drew did. Maybe hit the road at some point and find himself, reinvent himself, maybe go to like a TNA or go to like to Japan or maybe go to AEW and try to figure out, reinvent himself, make himself matter again and remind people, and then maybe later on in life come back to WWE and leave a mark from there. But at the moment he's kind of gonna be stuck in this comedy kind of aspect. Like they're in like the Miz Island right now, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Like they're just good, like annoying heels that are gonna get beat up by any baby face they go against.
The crowd seem
So
to like Theory as well. Like I'm seeing loads of clips online when he's like running around eating with people when Grayson's not looking and like having fun with him. Like kids seem to actually gravitate quite well
issue is
towards
they
Theory.
dragging this so far,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So I'm making an executive decision. No, we going overtime, man, because John Cena told me to. He gave me a call, told me to do so. So let's talk about this Intercontinental title match last night. Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor. It was a pretty good match, man. Obviously, there's the whole Judgment Day fiasco going on right now. Finn and Dom are kind of button heads, and I don't know if either guy will win the IC title belt at this point. But the more intriguing part to me is that we kind of alluded to Penta and Braun Breaker, and that's kind of the if you're going to give me an intercontinental title match at Mania, that's the one I want. I think those are two guys that are fan favorites, incredible workers, and it could very well be a show stealing match. But the IC title, whether it is on Mania or not, I'm not sure. But I'm curious to see. Do y'all think we get Penta and Breaker at Mania, and then everything tied to last night's match as well? I'll start with you first, Jordy.
I think we could. I think it would be a great look. People love Penta. They absolutely love him. That flame hasn't died down at all. I think people are wanting to see more and more of him. I think him and Braun could put on a banger of a match that could probably benefit both of them. I just don't know if it's the right decision to put the gold on Penta at this point. That's my only And that's not really for the sake of Penta. I don't want Braun to have such another short reign. I would really like for him to be able to have a good match and retain on a huge PLE like Mania, because I think his character kind of needs that a little bit. So that would be my only worry, that for whatever reason, because I think if that happens, I think Penta does beat Braun. And I'm not sure whether I want to see that. But regardless, this is just personal feelings, personal opinions. They'll put on an absolute banger of a match. One thing that interested me last night was seeing Dominic Mysterio holding that IC title, and it just begged a question in my mind, because I think, like, with the way we're heading, I wonder if we're gonna get Finn versus Dom at Mania or near Mania, and kind of loser leaves the Judgment Day or something like that, because them two are massively butting heads. But at what point would the crowd cheer Dominic winning a belt? Because you've seen the shot comparison. Dom's not an idiot. He did that on purpose. He was wearing the same outfit that Eddie was wearing when he held the Intercontinental belt. I saw a photo today of a shot by shot, and it looks exactly the same. And I just wonder when the crowd would be ready for Dom to hold the singles championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are gonna get that at some point.
Well, yeah, he
And
had the NXT one, didn't he? But like a main roster one.
yeah, like a IC title or US
Mhm.
title. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think Finn desperately needs to get out of the Judgment Day. I don't know what we do with Finn though. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's one of these guys that is so damn good, but like it's kind of a dice roll right now. Like I don't know where he fits in the main event scene. Not really. Mid card scene, sure, but like, is he too big for that? I'm not entirely sure because he's still pretty good and obviously at what he does. But will he put Dom over? Will Dom take the L? I'm not entirely sure. We got some comments and then obviously Chaos. I want you to take us home. Number one saying, is it just me or did the ending of Raw feel flat? Don't get me wrong, the title match was great, but it just ended with a simple stare down. That's it. I kind of want you to elaborate on that, man. How did you feel about the title match and how we got to the ending last night?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of get that comment, especially given the hot start that we had, and you essentially finished the show with a mid card feud. So I kind of get that argument. Yeah, like I said, no disrespect to the superstars that were a part of it. Everyone loves Penta. I love Penta. I love Braun Breaker, and the match itself was good. I don't think anyone can say that they were expecting Finn to win, because like I said, this title match kind of came out of nowhere, but there's a reason why they did. It's just to tell a bigger story regarding the Judgment Day. Going back to the Judgment Day, I think Dom's suggestion was absolutely ridiculous. Of all people, you want to get Penta, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, no, the match was fine. Did it warrant to main event the Raw? Then yeah, it was good. It was good enough. But yeah, I get the why people might be a bit like skeptic to say it was a perfect episode, because yeah, like it just ended with a mid card feud when it's the main event. You need to have your biggest thing, but you couldn't save the John Cena thing to the for the end, because everyone is really anticipating that. That's what everyone's really looking forward to. So I can see why they started that at the beginning. But yeah, it's fine. Do I think Penta's gonna win the IC title? I don't think so. I feel this is just a placeholder until Phoenix comes through, and then yeah, we're gonna get the Lucha Bros. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Okay, now I was gonna ask you that. You don't think Phoenix is gonna do some solo stuff on SmackDown and let them kind of do single stuff?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I understand obviously it was shown on the SmackDown episode. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't think Phoenix is gonna show up until probably after Mania, and then maybe that's when they're gonna start doing like a little draft or whatever what do they call it in January? The transfer
window.
Yeah. So they might just do something
I
like that.
think they're gonna do a draft though this time around, but
Yeah, because they kind of did it like
Hope they
they
stick
did a short
to
cut
it.
post Mania, didn't they? So
yeah,
that's why I think so. I think they're definitely going to go for the tag titles.
Netflix has really screwed the brand split, man.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you. I do have a lot of confidence that both of those guys. Obviously, Penta's already knocking it out the park as a single star. I think Ray Phoenix could do good as a single star as well, but the bread and the butter is them as a tag team, and also like I'm not gonna lie to you, like they're starting to kind of rebuild the tag team division in the WWE. And a lot of it is heavy on SmackDown. Obviously, Street Profits being back as champions, amazing. You got DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and all them. Raw don't got a lot. Lucha Brothers would be the best shot in the arm for him. Like, and Penta and Ray just being as cool as they are, man. Like, people will gravitate and care about them tag team titles if given the
Could Ray
opportunity.
come back and cost Penta the title and have him feud for a bit first and then eventually hug it out and have him, you know what I mean? Would that be an option?
I feel like Penta's always been more the heel guy out of the two when they've feuded, though, if I'm not mistaken. So it'd be a bit of a twist. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't want them to feud out the gate. If like you either keep them separate brands and bring them together at some point, but like the only reason I would keep them as separate is if, like you mentioned, if Penta actually beats Braun Breaker and is the IC champion, then yeah, I would do that. But Braun Breaker is also their kind of golden goose. Like, if he's not, like, I don't see him losing the IC title until they're ready to give him the world heavyweight title. So, whether he's ready to get that off of Jay sooner than later, I'm still fine with him just kind of going on a bit of a rampage as IC champ. But
Yeah.
hey man, like I said, this is the beauty of it. We'll kind of wait and see what happens. Salute to the guy that follows me that he's mentioning, Karrion Cross, DC Warlord. He should be the IC champ. Cross is doing good stuff, man. He's definitely playing like a
He
cool,
matches
like,
the hair. He matches the hair of the people he's trying to turn, and that has blown my mind. And he did it again last night with AJ.
Like they should have let him kind of be like how Raven was back in the day, and they like have his own like I would have built a faction like that, like have his like little faction that way. But
they tried and it sucked.
That was like a fusion of two, though, wasn't it? That was the thing. It didn't feel like it was like this was AOP and Karrion Cross. It never felt like it had this organic build where these people had come together and we saw it come together. And
it was trash. Man, but that is all the time we do have. We went a little over the clock today, but it doesn't matter because John Cena told us to do so. I appreciate all y'all in the comments. Thank y'all, man. We'll be back same time tomorrow. If you ain't got nothing to do tonight, myself, Clark, and Drizzy will be reviewing NXT with NXT off the air. So tune into that. And yeah, man, in the words of our future world champion, Jay Uso, deuces, ooses, we out of here and rise above hate. And also, Jordy, start dressing like the Hill Cena again. Yeah.